I forgot my bot was on. Oh, that was loud. Let me turn. Can y'all know? Don't. Well, we'll edit that in post.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Starting it off strong for you, Aki. But hello, everyone. Hello and welcome back. My name is Matoro, and today's date is March 21st, 2020. Welcome to the apocalypse. Boosters and Space Tape, the Kerbal Space Program podcast about real space, Kerbal Space Program, yeah, and other cool and sciencey stuff. With me are my friends, TheReadPanda, Kinesis Gaming, and DigitalPsychosis. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I am nobody's friend. No, never. Mm-mm. It's a Sunday morning. I'm allowed to pretend to be grumpy. Hello.
And we're all ill.
Well, I was.
I'm still getting over it.
He's getting over it. Red
I'm
is
still recovering.
And Digi is.
Look, I was
Digi.
sick for ages, and now I'm no longer sick, and my baby's sick. So it's just it's so much for muchness. No, you're fine.
But we are recording 1 week late due to being sick, so we're out of our schedule right now, and we want to apologize for that. But at least we didn't catch the pandemic that's happening, so there is that.
And unless we say
a
about that,
pandemic has nothing to do with pandas.
No, that would be a
Yeah,
pandemic, right?
A panda-demic.
And there you go.
This is not Red's fault. We don't think it is.
It would be pandemonium.
Pandemonium indeed. Well, it's been a month and some change since we did this. So what have we all been up to, I guess, is what we should be asking. So I'll kick it off and say I had the flu for like 2.5 weeks, so that sucked. Got back from PAX East and died. That's me. But what about you,
How
Red?
was PAX East?
Oh, well, PAX East was great. It was great. I got to see the Kerbal 2 booth again. They had most of the same stuff that was at PAX West last year, but they did have a snippet at the end of the video presentation, so that was pretty cool. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And there was plenty of other stuff at PAX East. Like there was this one game that we got to check out. The Kerbal devs actually recommended it to EJ and most of us. It's called Hard Space Shipbreaker. Looks pretty cool. I'd check it out if I were you. But how about you, Red?
Well, let's see. First, I had some non-specific issues, then I got very sick, then I recovered, and everybody else started getting sick. I'm not fully recovered yet, but I'm doing my best. So yeah, my schedule got thrown out the window just like so many other people's, but for different reasons, and now I'm hoping the world doesn't explode. So
Aren't we all?
So yeah, no, I haven't had nearly as much fun as you, though. I didn't go to any conventions or anything, so just taking it day by day.
Can I do a quick round the table here? Right? Yes or no? Who's in lockdown?
Not yet.
No.
Yes.
No. Yes. And Maida, what were you?
Not yet.
Not
Probably
yet?
soon.
Okay, I'm a no. So we've got Red, who is currently in lockdown. No one else is in lockdown.
I'm in
No.
lockdown indefinitely. There's no stated cessation of the lockdown.
Bizarre times we live in.
Quite. It's
But, yeah.
atypical. Very much so.
It is.
But we're not
I'm
here to
sure-
talk about
I went
that.
back to the UK for 3 weeks, and I got back to Australia just in time to miss the compulsory 2 weeks quarantine, and also to just get back in at all, which followed very shortly afterwards.
Yeah, we've closed borders. That's about as far as we've gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Australia, apart from what word can I use? People that go down to the beaches.
Oh boy.
So they have to close all the beaches.
They literally closed all of the beaches from today onwards.
It was like
No
keep your
one is
distance.
allowed to go to the beach because everyone was just packed in at Bondi, and it's like,
Could you not, please?
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
social
really-
distancing. Okay, let's all go to the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone needs to have 4 square meters between them, and these guys decided to go to the beach.
Throwing sand at each other and everything.
Yeah.
So that was a bit silly. But other than that, I think Australia is sparse enough that we can keep a reasonable distance from each other. I like to think.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I'll
I mean,
share some data modeling with you later. Actually.
that's not ominous at all.
Hi, I do data modeling for a job.
Yeah. Well, I am actually trapped in Australia now, and I probably couldn't get back into the UK if I wanted.
Well,
So,
probably
yeah.
not. No.
Probably not, no.
No.
So anyway, but I did go back to the UK for 3 weeks, and then was very busy 3 weeks for me trying to stop all the parts going on over there. I came back and just fell ill, as everyone did here, pretty much. Mine was tonsillitis. I'm on the back end of it now. You can probably hear that I've still got it a little bit. I will cough loudly down the microphone occasionally, but otherwise I'm okay.
There's
Where's
this thing
that
called
mute,
toggle to mute, or
Hokkaiaki?
push to mute.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I probably won't be quick enough.
See? Haha. Even I.
It's all right. It's all right. We've all been there. We can fix it in post. It'll be fine.
We can fix it in post.
No. There's no we in this fixing
Yeah,
it
that's
in post,
we.
is there?
That's we. Yes, that's we.
No,
Look,
there's not.
Look, you know
There's-
what? You don't have a push to mute button. You do the editing. This entirely sounds like a you problem.
The we
So
is
don't
just
you
the
start. Don't
messages
you
of moral
start with
support.
me.
But I did download Kerbal Space Program 1 again and start playing that.
Hey.
Very
To
nice.
I'm trying to think the version that I left off at, and it was probably somewhere around 1.4, 1.5.
I think that's right. Because you
It
were.
was no later than 1.3.
That was back when KSP TV was still running.
Yes.
Ah,
Wow.
You look back.
Those were the
Good times.
days. Nostalgia. I started playing it. I pulled in a load of mods normally, and the game wouldn't work. So it's good to see that things haven't changed, and all those frustrations remain. So I'm going to have a lot of fun putting all those mods back in and getting them to work with each other. But I have started playing KSP 1 again, which is at 1.9.
So
at
what
the
you're
moment.
saying, my darling, is that everyone's having nan issues.
1.9. That's a good segue. Yeah, that's a really good segue considering 1.9 was released.
1.9.1.
What? Oh, what?
Pretty-
191? I missed that.
Yeah, 1.9.1 is out. So
Huh.
we can talk about that. Digi, what's your recent activities?
Okay. Around about the time that we last did it, I got, in a space of about 3 weeks, I had a cold, 2 bouts of gastro, and a serve of tonsillitis, all in a space of 3 weeks. So that was fun. I've been healthy for about 2.5 weeks. I want to say 3 weeks, something like that. I don't know. I've been kind of healthy, which has been wonderful. But enough about sick.
But wait.
I-
Does the
What?
flu and 2 types of rhinovirus beat that? Because, hi.
Well done. Well done. That's
The
that's
B
really
strain of the
good.
flu.
Yes, let's start a competition of what our bodies have been leaking for the last 4 weeks.
No, thank you. I'm just going to be quiet over here. I don't want to have that.
all right. Enough of that. Did you? You were saying?
It's like Red. I'm going to officially win this competition, so I'm just going to take the W and say nothing.
No, I'm not sure I'd win this competition. I just don't want to have this competition.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about being sick. Well, look. So for me, I have been working my butt off. I
Should get that
completely
repackaged.
rebranded. I know. Look, I could serve to lose some of it, but perhaps not all of it. I'm a bigger guy, so I wouldn't mind slimming down just a tiny bit. I have completely and totally rebranded my channel. I've removed the Star Trek motif. It was holding me back creatively, so I've decided to completely strip everything back, go back to my roots of being a broadcaster 9 years ago, and start everything new.
And that logo looks excellent.
Whoa! You're ditch. That is Digi though. What is Digi without Star Trek?
Well, okay, so I've removed the motif. You're not going to lose the references because I'm not gonna stop.
Okay.
I mean, hell, we've got how many shows currently going? We've got Picard, we've got Discovery, we've got the lower decks coming. We've got all sorts of Trek stuff. I'm not gonna stop.
Can I just jump on the back of that quickly?
Yes.
Oh boy.
I've been watching the Orville.
Oh, fine.
Not to get into it. Yes,
Get out.
I've bought them on DVDs. No, I'm enjoying it.
Who has
I like
DVDs anymore?
We can't buy them on Blu-ray or 4K, so the only thing is DVDs. But anyway, carry on.
At least in Australia, yeah, because
Do you not
we're
have
still
digital?
excited. We're still excited about VHS technology. It's wonderful.
No, understandable. Have a nice day.
You heard about this new console, the Atari 2600?
Oh, really? Do
I'd
tell
prefer
more.
The 1040.
What's that? Huh?
The computer version.
But wait until you hear about this new one coming. It's called a Game Boy.
Yeah.
Now this I'm
That's,
excited about.
I don't think
Well.
it'll last.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's much. I heard about that. I heard that it has a really small screen. I don't
Yeah.
know why anyone would ever do that. I mean, why would you take that on holidays with you?
We're trying to play it at night's a bit of a bugger. Need some
Oh,
sort of
really?
light adapter or something. Yeah.
No.
I remember those
Heck.
days in the back of my parents' car, waiting for the street
Really,
light
mate.
to pass so I could see what I was doing.
Yeah. Playing Pokemon in the off-color green and yellow. Good time.
Game Boy Color. Yes. I spent an
No,
entire
no.
holiday south of France playing that.
I'm talking about the brick one,
Oh.
because the screen would discolor into this awful orangey yellow color as the base color of it, and the light would actually be be this horrible green color. It was like an olive green.
Ew.
Good time.
Yeah,
right?
good time.
Anyway,
That's
welcome
right.
to Kerbal Space Program.
Welcome to Boosters and Space Tape, the podcast about Kerbal Space Program and other cool and sciencey stuff.
And
Moving on.
Game Boys.
And Game Boys.
Clearly. Yeah.
Oh.
We're
So,
old.
speak for yourselves.
Should we be doing this?
True.
No. And yet here we are.
Oh boy.
It's all right. It's all right. We'll fix it in post.
Fix it in post.
Don't know how you fix everything in post, but sure, why not?
Oh, trust
There
me,
is
I
no
can.
fixing it.
Aki's the wizard of the group.
It's like,
Select all,
no.
delete.
No, Digi, you don't need to provide an audio file. It'll be fine.
I've never accommodated your audio files. You send them to me. You think I put them in? I don't.
It's a good thing I don't listen to it.
You might be a bit disappointed.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on. 1.9 and 1.9.1, which I didn't know about. Aki
Yes,
did most
released
of
at the
this
end of
research because
February.
I was dead, so take it away. Underscore.
Well, we didn't really talk about KSP that much. KSP 1, I should say, that much in the last episode, but that was our episode finding our feet again. So 1.9 is the latest release for Kerbal Space Program 1. There's No Place Like Home, released at the end of February. And the updates, they're focusing on a lot of things. Now, because it's been a while, we're discussing this before we came online, but it's been a while since.
Did he freeze?
So at some point,
You just cut out.
Yeah.
You just cut out. All right.
Am I back?
You are.
Yes, you are back.
Okay, good. So I get to say it all again.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Right. Since we recorded last time, a lot's changed. I think we're trying to work it out, but I think it was about 1.3 before we stopped recording. A lot's changed since then, and a lot is continuing to change pretty quickly. So we won't hang on all of the in-depth details too much in this episode, but we might revisit it and I'll put together some quick overview about all the changes. But some of the big things are retextures. So the parts are getting revamped. And the latest ones to get revamped are the mainsail, skipper, and thumper in this release.
They look so good too.
They are looking good. The color, this is going to be, this is going to be so obvious to a lot of people that have kept up with Kerbal Space Program recently, but we're just going to go through it anyway. They're retexturing the planets. The latest ones, and hence the No Place Like Home title for KSP 1.9 was Kerbin got completely retextured. There's an ultra graphic setting now, and among others, they're all getting redone. But Kerbin was the big one in this one, and Moho and Drez also got updated. And the quality of life systems. Now, this will be fun for you guys. I know the time warp system that removes restrictions on warping at certain altitudes has been removed.
Yes.
Because I remember this being a colossal pain in the backside when I was playing Kerbal Space
it's always
Program.
been.
So that's a good one. Quality of life. There's a search box for the R&D tech tree. A new screenshot mode for paused shots. So you can pause the game, and then you can do wonderful things with the camera to take a picture of what's going on at that moment. Red, you'll like this. The rotor blades now have a cyclic and collective deflection controls. You were whinging about this last time, Red, so I thought it was funny that they had that. There's a new part of the drain valve. There's the drain valve, so you can now vent your liquids and gases into space.
I mean, I do that anyway.
I was waiting for a Digi joke. That's what I
You're welcome. You're all welcome.
And a new cheat menu option that allows you to place your craft above the surface of any celestial body.
That
Hello,
is
HyperEdit.
cool.
Yeah, it's
That's HyperEdit without HyperEdit.
I was playing with the rude to interrupt phone. I was playing with the rotor blades, and I was trying them out on every different planet, and it's so useful. Oh.
On every different planet.
Yeah.
With that.
So I started playing Kerbal Space Program again, but I'm going through the career mode because even me and my awesome skills at Kerbal Space Program, I'm finding it a bit overwhelming with all the new parts. You got all the robotic parts, all of the new blade and aircraft parts as well. And I'm going through career mode just so that I get introduced to them slowly, one thing at a time. But I will continue and report back and give a better overview than what I'm giving now. But the important thing is that despite me being away, despite all the editing I had to do on the first episode of this, which it will be released later today probably, it's taken me a while to get the edit done just because I've not been around. I've been away for 4 weeks of the last 5 since we've been recording. I will, do a better report on a lot of the changes and what's going on in Kerbal Space Program 1. But not to lose focus on the big thing here, and while we're back, is Kerbal Space Program 2. So we'll revisit the Kerbal Space Program 1 changes. I'll probably just do, similar to Red's rap. Remember that, Red? When you did your mod list? I'll do something similar for the changes since we last recorded on Boosters and Space Tape for Kerbal Space Program 1. Anyone got anything to add on Kerbal Space Program 1?
It's certainly come a long way from the early days.
Isn't it? And I haven't even touched the
time I played it.
expansions. I haven't even looked at the expansions. I've got them, of course, but I haven't looked at them. But I'm looking forward to getting to all of them.
They're good stuff.
Yeah.
I have them because early adopter. So
Oh, so you get them anyway for free.
yeah. So
I missed out on that by a month, I think. Not that I mind handing over my squad, but
Yeah.
still a bit of a
That's-
kick in the teeth.
So for me, if I go back to it, well, when I go back to it, because I know that's going to happen in the very near future, because there's obviously lots to do. I know for me that I'm not going to be able to tell which is which. And I think that's going to be probably a little confusing for me because you'll be experiencing a vanilla copy, right, with these expansions that haven't been touched, and I'm just going to go, this is all just normal now. This is all completely normal. All of these things, they just do the things. So it'll be fine.
Do they do the things with the things?
And the stuff, apparently.
Well, don't forget the stuff.
Yeah.
Though. That's
Yeah.
important.
Things and the stuff.
You got to get the stuff.
Some things are
Right.
important.
KSP2?
Look, hang on. Very, very quickly, I want to say the coolest thing of that entire list is Drez.
Oh?
Because Drez is boring as hell, and I really just want to see what they've done to retexture it. Because I've always liked the idea of going to Drez, but there just wasn't really much there.
Are you aware of the little science anomalies now put everywhere? Like the crystal formations and
And the craters and the moon rocks, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
little
Not are they visual?
Yeah, they're actual physical objects.
you can interact with and do sciencey
You
stuff.
can run into them and blow up your
Mhm.
ship.
There might be
Never
something
do
on
that.
Breslan.
Well, hang on. That was really appealing, and then Red mentioned running into it and blowing up your ship, and now I'm sold. It's like I'm there. This is great. I'm gonna crash
There's a new way
everything
of
into them.
death.
Yeah,
Yes!
it's like ground clutter, except you can't go through it.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah, excellent. Good.
yeah, terrain scatter.
Good. So
Collidable terrain scatter.
I can F5 to victory and repeatedly crash into it. It's like, yes, everything's stressful. Explode the thing. Explode the thing.
Awesome. So yeah, I'll do a good over for the next recording probably. I'll have more time between.
I keep
Sessions.
putting in and out.
He probably
Badly.
is,
In
but-
another hemisphere.
yeah,
You're
but
fine.
also
You're fine for me.
he's got the audio version anyway, so it
This
won't
is true.
affect the podcast format.
Let me close some windows. I am using Google Chrome after all.
Sorry to cut you off there, but it was just getting prevalent.
No, I'm concerned. That shouldn't be happening. The internet's anyway. Well, just let me know if it gets too bad, and someone else can read these notes.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So
KSP2 news.
KSP2 news. I guess we should start with the biggest thing that that changed between last time and now.
You want to start with the biggest thing?
Well, Star Theory's not a thing anymore.
It's not, and
So that happened.
probably explains the development and update void
Yeah.
we've been experiencing.
Yeah.
Star Theory, I'm not sure. Well, Star Theory, whatever they are, is not developing KSP2 anymore. They have set up a new studio, and it's unnamed at the moment, but it is within Private Division.
Mhm.
So, a Private Division spokesman said, "The decision to open our own studio and move development in-house allows us to provide the development team with the necessary time and resources to complete development of KSP2 at the quality level we all want to deliver our players. Our goal,
Well done.
and the goal of our developers, is to provide our community with the highest level game experience within Kerbal Space Program 2. So key members of Star Theory team have moved over to the company, and the purpose of this new studio is solely dedicated to KSP2. That is this company's only job is to develop KSP2. Nate Simpson said direct access to the resources of Private Division. They have direct access to the resources of Private Division, and we can know. I must have been drunk whilst typing this.
A little.
we can now pursue a more ambitious vision for the game. So that means that they've probably got a lot more team members. And one of the likely reasons as to why we've not heard anything for a while is because they've got to get all these new team members onboarded, which means that development initially stops while they get these new people updated, caught up. And then once they're up and running again, we should see development coming out thick and fast. And they have promised more development videos and trailers for the game. So yeah, that's the big one. That hopefully that's why well, I'm pretty sure actually why that explains why I've not heard anything for a while.
Right.
Because they're setting up this new studio.
I mean,
so last time we were concerned.
They've definitely been at work because they did have more to show at PAX East. So
we'll talk about PAX East at the end, shall we? Because that's as we said earlier, that's the icing. So the development, they have released some more videos since. Not much, but there is some more stuff that we can get out. They referred to the game having multiple star systems. Maybe Meta can elaborate on this later, but multiple does mean more than two, or can mean more than two. So we might not just get one extra solar system to explore. There might be more. And Red, last time we were discussing what the possible interstellar propulsion systems would be.
Yeah.
And they've named three. I think that the first and the early, because I believe that at the moment they're talking about 4 methods of interstellar travel. And Digi was talking about generation ships last episode. And I'm quite sure that's probably the first way that you'll get around the other solar systems is using generation ships. Nuclear pulse propulsion. Remember, we were talking about the nuclear stuff in your Red History Corner last time. So nuclear pulse propulsion is going to be a thing. That's where they jettison little nuclear bombs behind the ship, which then explode and propel the ship forward.
The Orion system.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
And
yeah, intriguing.
This potentially, so that will call, if generation nuclear pulse propulsion is stage 2. Stage 3 is metallic hydrogen. So they can use the metallic hydrogen systems or theories.
Oh, dilithium
That's
crystals?
No, there's no warp drive. Did you remember this?
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of tiny little green men going somewhere that no one has gone before.
wow.
All I
Was that
remember is I went like berserk in the last prograde in one of the prograde podcasts, going all and on about metallic hydrogen because scientists said they had found it and they lost it, and we've never heard from them again. So
I remember that. I remember that.
So
that
it
was,
just makes me think of one of my sillier moments. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was clamped in by crystals, if I remember right, and the crystals broke.
It was in a diamond forge.
Yeah.
It was a diamond forge, and when they tried to analyze it in one way, the diamonds broke, and they couldn't find the piece they made. It may have dissipated, and they have been unable to replicate it, which seems an
Maybe
awful
it started
lot
the
like
COVID-19
fusion. I mean, it no one's been able to replicate it, but then again, it's very expensive to make this equipment, so it's not like there's hundreds of researchers out there trying to replicate it. So, you know, the fact that no one's replicated it doesn't quite mean the same as like the cold fusion crowd, because that would, based on how they described it, anybody with a reasonable chemistry lab could try it effectively. You know, any serious research lab could do it. Whereas this takes some very specialized equipment, but the fact that they have never been able to find it, anyway,
It's lying around somewhere.
yeah, you know, you leave it under the couch like you do.
Yeah, they'll move out of that lab, and then they'll drag a table out in the way, and then there it is on the floor.
I go, oh, that's where that went.
Down the back of the sofa.
As you do,
Exactly.
yeah. Or behind the fridge. And the end game, as it stands at the moment, is going to be the Torch Drive, which are the torch ships from Sci-Fi, which is a high thrust, high ISP fusion reaction. Just theory at the moment is how it's described. And if memory serves, Nate described it as a fiery white screaming death of an engine. Something along those lines. Yeah.
Space, the final frontier. No, we're not going to do that joke again.
Wow.
So close to being overused.
Yeah, but still awesome.
Okay, so there's the propulsion system. So Red, you got your metallic. Digi, I think you'll favour the torch drive for some reason, just because of its description of screaming white death.
Actually, I mean the Orion drive, to be honest.
I mean, look, I've been referred to as screaming white death before, so it kind of leans very well into
Screaming white noise, maybe. Not sure about that.
yes.
You walked into that one. Sorry.
It's well done. It's good. Fuck you, by the way.
Well done.
Hey now, this is a family-friendly podcast. Who the f*** am I kidding?
Yes, but everyone gets one. That's the rule, remember?
Whoa. What's this computer doing? Okay, sorry. Carry on.
Well,
Okay,
the stream's still live, so it's fine.
We're good.
Here's the big one. Here's the big one. Are you ready? So in the latest trailers or development videos, there's in-game footage, and there's clouds. Clouds on
Actual
Kerbin
real
and
clouds.
Eve. There are clouds. We finally got clouds.
Very good.
So I'm just going to stop there. I don't care what happens after this.
Yeah, clouds is all I ever wanted.
Planets are most generated to give them their uniqueness, and also capturing
Max Headroom's back.
little
Uh-oh.
for
Somebody should go poke him with a stick.
Yes, hello. Hello.
Greetings, good sir.
Greetings. It is lovely to see you.
And you.
Athanasius, are you going to join this conversation?
I have no idea what's going on right now.
You
We're
roboted out.
using your voice.
Because you went all Max Headroom on us.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was clipping.
Oh no.
No.
Max Headroom flat out was nothing.
Nothing but terrible noise
Like you were being shot. You were a robot being shot multiple times.
I have no idea what's going on today.
Hey,
The
join the crowd.
internet. That's all right.
I will have to say it this time. I will fix it in post.
Fix it in post.
I have to. I
So,
don't know why the internet's crapping out today. Yeah. It's normally.
there it goes again.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
So,
I don't know.
attempting to resume the conversation. If you could repeat that entire thing you were saying before that.
And the coolest part.
Is it worth me talking?
Yes.
They just want to tease you. Leave it alone.
Shall I just stop talking? Well, I don't know. I'm
They just want
concerned.
to tease you. Leave it alone. Go on.
Was it that bad?
It's friendly
No.
ribbing.
They're just ribbing you, man.
Okay.
Talk, damn you.
So I'll repeat this again. I'm talking. The release is they're still standing by that it'll be released before March 2021, and that's the best they can do. But if they
standing by it? Okay.
if they're starting up this new company, then there's gonna be a bit of a delay while they get themselves up together. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and it'd be interesting to know what extra features they want to put into this game with all this extra manpower and resources. They did say that VR is not like they are interested in it, so it'd be cool to be on the moon or the mun with the Kerbals there. But on that, okay, so I'm interested to know, what do you guys think? Is it the moon or the mun? Red, do you say moon or mun?
Oh,
Because I have an answer to this.
I would say it's moon.
Just gonna,
Well, no, I always referred to it as mun.
just gonna abstain from this.
You just you put your own, of course, you put your own spin on it.
Well, look, I treat it
on
as
the
something.
grounds that may tend to incriminate me.
Well, I say mun because I like to be different, and it's
You
one of my
are
most
different, Digi.
It's one of my most rebellious traits. One of the many reasons my mother doesn't talk to me anymore is because, look, I still refer to things as the mun.
That's why your mother abandoned you. Because your pronunciation of a word.
Yes.
From a
Exactly,
game.
correct.
Okay, well.
By different, you mean wrong. Thank you, Scotsman. But yes, give me the correct answer though, because I want it.
Well, I've always said moon because the what do you call it, the umlaut or the diaeresis over the two little dots over the U
The Mune.
should make it an
Did-
U.
Did it actually have an umlaut on it?
Yes.
It did,
Mhm.
yeah.
And it doesn't anymore.
No,
Most of the
because
text.
Squad have decided, they told Nate Simpson, who's creative director of KSP2, that it's pronounced mun. As an
Well, I'm
M-U-double-N.
disappointed.
I'm
disappointed.
outraged. I'm stopping
I mean,
playing.
I'm
I-
Red Panda.
Shut her down, people.
Yeah.
This is it.
That's it. Podcast done. Over. Finished. No more. Shelving it again.
See you in 2 years.
When KSP3 comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna go to the Winchester, have a pint, and wait for this to all blow over.
Oh my god. What is wrong with us?
Where do you want to
Well,
start?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a
Who
list.
do you want to start with?
Do you want a comprehensive list or 4 different ones?
And that's just for me.
No, you have 5.
Oh. Sorry, I forgot about that last one.
It's fine.
Well, that's all the KSP2 development I have.
Hello.
Your
Yay.
experiences.
That's it,
Yeah,
Matoro.
That's it.
What was your experiences with it?
With what? Sorry, he cut out there for me.
Ah, stop cutting out.
I kind of caught the Reader's Digest version. Matoro,
Yes. Hi.
what was your experience with it at PAX East?
Same thing I saw at PAX West, which was they showed the cinematic trailer, which the one we've all seen at this point. Then they show a bit, just like a 2-3 minutes. Well, actually, probably closer to 5 minutes of actual dev footage. There's rockets taking off. There's the editor. There's the oh shoot. They show off some of the engines and all that. We've seen that. That's most of what we talked about last time and this time. But what they added on to the end of that at PAX East was what they do this thing every Friday in the dev studio. They told us about this. It's they get together, or it's every 2 weeks. Sorry, it's every second Friday of the month, and they show off what they've been working on, and they put a video together of what they'd been working on recently, which was a bunch of Kerbal Animations. They showed very brief, like fast flashes and such of Kerbals walking on the surfaces of like Minmus, and it looks like actual ice. It's reflective. It's amazing. They showed some of the new planets just flash by. There's one that has rings. Speaking of rings, who here's played Elite Dangerous?
Yes.
Yes, love it,
Yeah,
love
I
it,
think
love it,
we all
love
have.
it. It's the game I play the most.
Are you telling me that there's asteroid ring systems?
I'm telling you that there's asteroid ring systems.
No way!
Yes.
Ah!
Yeah. It's
Oh, I just wet
Yeah.
myself.
it looks astounding.
That's amazing.
On top of that, like I said, they showed a bunch of planets. There was one that was like half of the planet was a crater filled with water. It's great looking stuff so far.
That's cool.
And just a bunch of Kerbal animations, which are just showing off how they're gonna animate, do different reactions, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, they just say they can be a lot more expressive now.
They very much are.
Mm.
But-
And on that as well, just another thing I want to drag out was you're talking about the explosions, and
Mhm.
the explosions are not only going to be different depending on whether you're in an atmosphere or in a vacuum, but they're also going to be different colors depending on the fuel that's exploding.
Oh.
Fireworks, Digi, fireworks.
I forgot to mention one thing, and it ties in with the clouds. Have all of you seen the images of Jupiter with from Juno, where you can kind of make out the cloud definition in Jupiter?
Yes.
They showed Jewel. It looked like that.
Oh,
I mean, in a much like more video game sense, but it still
Sure.
looked like that.
yeah, sure. Yeah. Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I'm
That'd be
excited.
cool if you can drop probes into the clouds. Because they didn't just say clouds, well, they didn't say clouds at all. But you can see the clouds. They said weather systems.
Mm-hmm.
Remember last time we were teasing about having wind, and
Yeah.
I mean, could it be the thunderstorms,
Something
Wind?
that delays a launch.
hurricanes, something that delays a launch, something that looks friggin' cool?
That would be amazing. All right. Yeah. I'm not going to continue. I have no words because that's so exciting.
I mean, most of that video was just the Kerbal expressions, but they had some exciting stuff in there. So
Yeah, there's some other videos. As always, I'll post them in the show notes
Mhm.
when I release the episodes. But yeah, these development videos are there. They'll be there for you to watch and they're pretty easy to Google because there's not a great deal of information on KSP2 at the moment, so the internet's pretty empty of it. So they're quite easy to come across.
Mm.
But there you go.
Delish.
Mm.
Oh, and speaking of PAX East recap, for those watching on Twitch live, they gave out KSP flags again. I got another one, and I got it signed by the devs that were there. So like Nate Robinson, Nate Simpson, yes, Nate Simpson, Tom, the guy with the long black hair. I don't remember his last name off the top of my head. And Michael Caine, I believe, was his name.
That's
So-
awesome.
Yeah, and just an exciting little thing. They said they don't know if they're going to do it, going to be able to do it just yet because of how flags transfer to the game, but they had their own flags that they were having signed by people that watched the presentation. You see where this is going?
That's cool.
They-
That's
they-
cool.
They want to put those flags in the game if they can.
I love that.
Awesome.
That's such a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. It really is. So they very much understand and appreciate what the community is for this game. Tom Vanita, thank you.
I was going to say, Squishins just come up and chat with the name.
I'm terrible with
Well,
names.
that's all the KSP2 news we have for this time.
Yeah.
So some interesting developments.
I do have a question for you guys, which
Yeah.
isn't on our script, so I apologize for this in
you're good.
advance. But with the cancellation of E3 and several other major events, what are your guys' take on the fact that many of those events were already waning in significance and popularity, and this might be the death of a lot of them? Particularly E3, which had come under fire for basically revealing information and things, being released outside of the event itself. And, it was not what E3 used to be, and it seemed to be more focused online anyway. So I'm curious what you think about the possibility of some of these things not recovering, and what you think the industry is going to do going forward. Just
So
thoughts.
I can probably be fairly vocal on this because the previous podcasts that I've done that have been very, very, very gaming industry focused. E3 itself, it was originally the Electronic Entertainment Expo or something like that. Like it was
I went to it back
industry-driven.
in 2000, so I was in 2002.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. So it was a very industry-driven expo, whereas nowadays it's more consumer grade. But we've got events like PAX and all of that, which are really analogous to it. So it's not really the highlight of the year that it used to be. However, it's still considered one of the big three, right? E3, Tokyo Game Show, and GDC, right? So the Game Dev Conference, right? So those three events are still considered the big three. What's really going to be the clincher after everything that happens this year is which of those three continue on, right? Will it be all three? Will it be one of them? Will it be none of them? It really is totally up in the air because we don't know how long all of the current climate is going to last. Regardless, though, personally, from my perspective, I feel that a lot of it is going to divert to online. Nintendo with their Nintendo Directs have proven that it works. You don't need to have an expo in order to display the same information, make the same announcements, all that sort of stuff, and people will still hype the hell out of it. Right? It works fine, and it doesn't need to be there. But if there is a desire, if there is a want, if there is a need, I think we may see at least something come back. Whether it'll be the same, don't know, but we'll see.
That's a shame, though. That sounds like such a shame.
Well, it would be the end of an era, really.
I mean, when I was there was an entire floor of indie game developers looking for investors / publishers / whatever, and each of them had their own basic booth showing off their product, and they'd have an area where the people working on the game would talk with various people who might be interested in investing or whatever. I mean, and none of that happens at the conventions anymore, from what I can tell.
Yeah. So there's actually a reason for that. PAX has actually taken control of most of that. Each of the PAX events actually have an indie area. I know that the indie mega booth well, as it's evolved over time, that's what it's become. With the expo floor for PAX Australia, for example, there is about, I would say, 1/6 of the floor is the entire area is just indie mega booth, and I would say that there's probably at least 30, maybe 40 different games being displayed there. It's a hell of a lot of indie games. And because PAX has that, and PAX has the notoriety for it nowadays, putting it at an event like E3 would be completely superfluous, right? Because it's not focused on the industry anymore. It's actually displaying the products to the consumers, which makes a difference. But there you go.
Yeah, it's an interesting time and how it's going to affect all that.
That's all I've got to say on the matter.
I think some of the things that were teetering will not return. I think that the things that the industry needs will return. Yeah, I think there are things that will make a comeback because they're needed. But I think some of the things that were already fading will not come back. Is kind of how I view it.
I think the things that are needed will likely be absorbed by other players, right? It might turn out that GDC and E3 become the one event, for example. They may combine forces to do that and form Mega Ultra Voltron version of E3 and GDC. Or they may just get absorbed by the PAX group. Right, the guys that do all the PAX events, they might actually take the whole thing.
PAX North.
I mean, look, it's not impossible.
Yeah.
It's not unlikely either,
Mm-hmm.
based on the way everything's going. Because stock market's in absolute turmoil. Yeah. Don't know. Interesting times.
Interesting times indeed.
Can we do more Kerbal?
Well, I was trying to do industry stuff, not
No, it's
you know,
good.
which-
It's good.
It's
which
good.
does tie into Kerbal in some respects, because I mean we're already seeing some games be delayed. We're seeing things being pushed back. We're seeing people change how they operate, and if this had happened 15 years ago, you wouldn't have had Steam, you wouldn't have had the video stuff that we're doing, you wouldn't have had any of that. So, and you push it even 25 years back, forget about it. Most people didn't have cell phones. So
Game Boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Game Boys.
So in some respects, we are better prepped for this than any generation in the history of the world. But at the same time, we're also more interconnected outside of the, I mean, that's the problem is you've got everything everywhere, people traveling constantly. So there was, anyway, but enough of that. Let's go on to real space news.
Yeah.
Assuming that's the next thing and I'm reading the script right.
It is. You are correct. So, stemming off the interesting times, it's going to be some interesting times at the Cape in just about 9 days, because last I checked, March 30th is the launch date of SAOCOM 1B, which is going to be the first polar launch out of the Cape in good God knows how long.
Polar launch out of the Cape?
Yep. It's going south off the coast right past Miami. The NOTAMs were posted just the other day.
It's going south?
It's going south.
Wow. Oh.
It's going to go over
Okay.
Cuba. I believe
wow.
Yeah. Don't quote me on this because I haven't had time to check it, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we're not getting into
surprised.
that topic, but I believe the drone ship's going to be
Oh, great. Now we're on some national security hit list because of what Maynard said.
Now the FBI are listening in.
Okay. All right. It's going towards Cuba.
All right.
I don't remember if the first
Yeah.
stage is landing shy of that or past that.
Am I the only one hearing Cuban music in the back of their ears? Just like, oh, this is great. This is excellent.
But yeah, it's
And now the whole rocket launch is going to lose the whole Stars and Stripes thing. And it's just Cuban music the entire launch. It's just, yeah, it's going to be great. It'll be great. We'll make a party out of it. But keep social distancing. Like, keep that up.
But like Alpha Mense
Wash
said,
your hands.
Wash your hands, folks.
like Alpha Mense just said in the chat, it's going to be going up and doing a dogleg turn south. So
Yes. Okay.
Right.
What's it launching?
SAOCOM 1B, which I honestly don't know. It's some type of satellite. Here, let me check. I'll check launch schedule.
Well, hopefully it's some type
I'm
of
prepped for
satellite.
this.
If it's weaponized
All
and it's
right,
going
right.
towards Cuba.
Here we go. A SpaceX Falcon 9 will launch. Take it from the top. A SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket will launch the SAOCOM 1B satellite for CONA, Argentina's space agency. SAOCOM 1B is the second of two SAOCOM 1 series Earth observation satellites designed to provide radar imagery to help emergency responders and monitor the environment, including the collection of soil moisture measurements. Delayed from the fourth quarter of 2019, January and February, the mission was originally scheduled to launch from Vandenberg Air Force Base, California.
There you go.
Oh, they've rescheduled from Vandenberg
To the Cape, of all places.
to the Cape. Well, I suppose that there's not exactly many places to launch rockets from.
It's going to RTLS, Chris? Okay. Really?
Okay, hang on. What's RTLS?
Return to launch site.
Oh.
The landing.
Oh.
That makes a bit more sense now. Is that they can do it over Cuba?
Yeah, that does actually make a lot of sense.
It's launching towards Cuba. That's all I meant. That's all I meant. It's going that way. It's going that way. So yeah, if you're in Florida in 9 days, look out your window. Stay indoors and wash your hands.
Exactly.
Keep social distancing.
Social distancing.
Everyone has to. It won't be long, is it? Before everyone going outside have to go in those little Zorby things where you climb in. There's a big bubble and you roll around like a hamster in a hamster ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it like those ones that you can run
Yeah,
around
you just coat the inside with hand sanitizer, so you're good.
Just as long as it's not a solvent for the plastic, it'll be fine, or else you'll just end up deflating and getting coated in goop.
It's going to land in some random parking lot in
needs
Cuba. Oh, sure. Nothing could go wrong there.
Yeah,
Really
what can go
just
wrong?
want some good cigars. That's what it is.
But anyway, since our last episode, something else has happened. Mars 2020 got a name.
Yeah.
Would you care to inform us what that is, Zachy?
Okay. It's Perseverance.
Percy. Can we nickname it Percy?
Oh, it will.
Because I'm
won't it?
Australian.
Percy!
I'm Australian, and I need to nickname everything.
We had Oppie, now we have Percy.
Yeah.
That's liable to
That's
cause
out.
a bit of confusion. Can't we just call you Bruce?
This is
Actually, it's mind if we call you Bruce, right?
that was very, very good. That was very good. My name's David. Whatever. Can we just call you Bruce?
Safe
This is
confusion.
Bruce. Me other brother Bruce. Me other brother Bruce.
So Percy was suggested by Alexander Mather, a secondary school student in Virginia, and beat around 28,000 entries in a public contest for the school children to name this rover. The rover is planned to launch aboard an Atlas V rocket in July 2020 and will arrive in Mars in February 2021. It will carry a suite of scientific instruments, hopefully, including ground-penetrating radar, spectrometers to measure the composition of the soil, and several cameras to take both panoramic and close-up images of the Martian surface. This is the cool thing, which I know I'm kind of skeptical of because of the Martian atmosphere, but it will also have a small helicopter that will be the first heavier-than-air aircraft on another world, and a device to produce oxygen from carbon dioxide in the atmosphere.
Why are you skeptical of the helicopter?
Because, well, Mars's atmosphere is only 1% that of Earth.
It's also got lower gravity.
It has. No, don't get technical on me.
I mean,
Also, have
I've
you
seen entire science things about how this will work. So,
Okay, good. I
mean,
just wondered if it was...
seen
this is
those-
not pie in the sky stuff. This is stuff that they've been doing tests on in even partial vacuum chambers, from what I saw. So,
Well, that fills me with confidence then. It wasn't just over sensationalized.
no, this is not like, oh, we're just going to put a drone on top of it, and oh, whoops, it didn't work. No, that's that's not what they're doing.
Not enough lift.
They're taking this very seriously.
It obviously needed some Red Bull in that snow. That's what you're saying. No, it's all I can think of is those tiny little drones. You know, the really little ones that you just see
Tiny
in
ones in
shops?
the palm of your hand. Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that fit in the palm of your hand that for some reason can carry massive amounts of weight on them.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, they're completely over-engineered. So if they can work,
Yeah.
then I'm sure that something on Mars could work.
I mean, because
that'd
we
be
know
cool.
the air density, we know the gravity, we know a few other things that we need to know. And, you know, the biggest
be
problem is
awesome.
it's very vulnerable to any kind of sandstorm. So,
That would suck, wouldn't it?
no, I mean, even if you bring it back,
Oh.
you gotta have, you know, it's basically going to be like one shot from what I was seeing, but maybe I'm wrong.
Look, I don't.
like to
I
think
don't
it would-
I don't think Percy is equipped with a speaker, so I'm sure there's no worries about Darude actually being there. So I think they'll be all right.
Oh, Sandstorm.
okay, what-
You're showing your age now.
What are we nicknaming the drone though?
I was just about to say,
Oh, nicknaming the drone.
the drone's got to have a name, surely.
Droney McDroneface.
Droney
Drone?
McDrone.
No. It's not Bodie McBoatface.
Oh, okay. All right. Levy just suggested Spinny McSpinface.
Spinny McSpin.
Well, you could call it Tyson.
Why Tyson?
Oh, it's never mind.
Are you showing your age now? Is that what's going on?
No, actually, I'm pretending to be young, but I failed.
Oh, okay.
Because Tyson is the younger brother of Percy Jackson in the
Clever
yeah,
panda.
yeah.
Now that's an idea.
the
And here
Percy
I was
Jackson
just
book
thinking.
series.
I was just thinking we would just name it Chop because it's a chopper. So it's Percy and Chop.
Choppo.
Rufflecopter looks good too. Yeah.
Yeah, Rufflecopter. Why not?
Spinny
Rufflecopter?
McSpinface. I like that.
Could do the Bridenstiner.
Spinny.
I know EJ was on board with that.
The what? The
The
Bridenstiner.
Bridenstiner.
Wow. That's a mouthful.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Jim Bridenstine, head of NASA.
Yeah, but it doesn't really work with the abbreviation Percy. So it's like,
It's a
how
bit
do
heavy.
we abbreviate that? We
Think
have
that-
the bigger vehicle, which we can nickname Percy, but we have the tiny vehicle, which has a massive name that we can't nickname.
My head's spinning with names now.
Squish-
But hopefully it's not a one use only. Who said it might? You'd like to think
the problem is that if it is exposed, the blades could have trouble. The last time I looked, they had not determined how they were going to dock it and recharge it and all of that. So I don't know what they're doing.
I think that technology is very much available, though, isn't it? I don't
No,
think
the
that'll
problem
be
isn't
too
so much
difficult.
docking it and all that. The problem is keeping the blades safe if a sandstorm comes by.
And these little hanger door that can just close over it, assuming this thing's going to be small.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what they're doing with it. The things I saw were about tech specs on how to make rotor blades work on Mars. So
Okay, you want the name?
They've
Go
named
on.
it.
Mars helicopter.
Oh, no, that's not. No, that's not
No.
Not good
inventive.
enough.
That's not fun. That's not good enough.
This is from NASA.gov. Mars helicopter.
yeah, but NASA.gov thinks they launched the first rocket too into space, and we know they
Well,
didn't. So
yeah, true. Why didn't they just call it Marsacopter? Even that would have been more creative.
Robocopter.
Robocopter, Aerocopter. Oh, there's so many things that we could do.
Marty,
what?
the Martian helicopter.
Marty.
Marty?
Mark.
Marty would be
Yeah,
great.
Percy and Marty.
Yeah.
Percy and Marty. Huh. See, I was going to
clever.
go on a full tangent and go, well, Percy is a name of one of the trains from Thomas the Tank Engine, so we just call it Thomas. I don't know. What was the
Well,
helicopter in
clearly
Thomas
we just
the
need
Tank
to
Engine?
name it Bruce.
Well,
Yes.
Hippie Nation's coming with Steve.
Steve!
Oh, hello, Bruce.
Steve!
Steve.
Steve!
Steve.
Bruce,
Alan.
Steve, whatever.
Alan.
You know.
Alan!
Alan.
I'll get you, hey, Steve. If it's the last thing I do.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Yeah, Insufferable Scotsman's
Perseverance is-
hating us right now. Really.
Why?
Because his name's Steve and his brother's name is Alan.
Oh,
There you go.
so we switched down to them. Well, Perseverance,
Harold the
Percy's.
helicopter. Harold the
Harold the
helicopter, From
helicopter.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes,
Thank you, Tom.
of course.
Harold the
There you
helicopter.
go.
Harry.
We call it Harold and Percy. Done. That's it.
Wait,
NASA, I will come and name all of your shit.
I like this.
Just give me the job. I will take all of the naming. It'll be fine.
Levy just put in Marty, Martian aeronautic rotation thingy. Yeet.
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 We're
Oh,
going to
Marvin!
space.
Marvin!
Yeet.
Porter with Marvin.
Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian.
That Earth creature has taken the space modulator.
That's scary.
K9, get me that bunny.
Anyway,
There was supposed to be a Mars-shattering kaboom.
for those of you listening out there, feel free to hit us up on our social medias, the email. Let us know what you think it should be named. Because I think we need to be moving on to the next
We do.
order of business.
Okay. Perseverance's mission has two goals. First, to take scientific measurements that help us understand the past and present Martian environment and determine whether it could have ever hosted life. The second is to collect samples of Martian rocks and soil for a future mission to bring it back to Earth, which they've been talking about for a while, haven't they? And another rover. This is probably going to get Red really angry because there's another rover.
Oh, no.
Another rover that is currently planned to launch in 2026 will pick up test tubes packed by Perseverance, or Percy, and bring them back to Earth, where we will be able to study pristine rocks and soil in more detail than we have ever before.
So what you're saying is that for the 5 years or 6 years or whatever it is, Perseverance will need to persevere. Is that what you're saying?
Do you think there's a reason they picked that name?
I think so.
Because that's actually a long goal.
Matoro's out. He's done.
Because that's actually quite a long goal. A year is a long
That's a-
time for NASA to dedicate to a mission. I mean, they always run well beyond, but they're normally like a year to 2 years that they.
Well, what did they say for opportunity for Oppie? Oppie was what 10 months?
90 days or something like that.
90
wasn't it?
days.
Yeah, Spirit and
Something-
Opportunity were
something
90
like
days. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
90 days, and Oppie lasted how many years?
Like
like a
13
decade?
years, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a
It's
good
insane.
job. Can I come home now?
Yeah, that was so
Oh,
sad.
that comic.
Oh.
Oh, no.
That was so sad.
I wanna come
Don't
home.
no. I didn't ask for feels at this time of the morning. Red.
It's too early for feels.
No.
Maybe they'll let me come home now.
Shut up.
It's like the Pluto one, isn't it? With the Horizons cartoon. Where Pluto gets all
Oh.
excited because there's finally a space probe coming to.
Hey, yo!
greet him.
Oh, wait, no,
And
come
it just
back.
goes.
It just flies by. Yeah. Pluto goes back to sad face.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Lego brings up a
Why
good
do
point.
people do this?
Curiosity's still up there, too, so.
What do you mean I'm
Yeah.
not a planet?
Yeah.
New Horizons. It's got little arms out the side going. Flipping it off as it flies past.
Hey, sorry, bud. You were a planet when I started my way here, but no more.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Not interested in you. No exploration for you.
Now we're going to the outer objects. They're more interesting.
The Orc
The
Cloud.
snowman, the flat snowman.
Yeah, the flat snowman, which
So, just kind of to segue here, just slightly. Speaking of other rovers, we don't have it on the notes, but the ESA's rover got delayed too.
oh really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know they were doing a rover.
yeah, they have a Mars
Yeah.
rover in the works.
Huh.
Remember they tested the landing system that crashed, and they said, "No, we've got enough data. We'll just go balls out for the next one," and they're going to launch the rover.
All
Yes.
right, good luck.
No bells,
Jeez.
rings, no bells. Okay.
No, I don't remember.
Surprise! We're sending lots of robots to
Yay!
Mars.
Welcome to
Yay.
2020.
I'm sure right now there's a lot of
ExoMars,
people that
that's it.
want to go
ExoMars,
to
there we
Mars.
Weren't we supposed
Oh,
to be on Mars in
ExoMars.
2020?
We're supposed to be on Mars a long time before.
Weren't we supposed to be prepared for this podcast?
No.
Hey, wasn't
I
Australia's
warned you in
national
advance I
broadband
wasn't
network-
prepared
Hey, look,
today.
I'm not digging on you. I'm digging on me.
Okay.
Well,
But anyway,
Diggy hole.
you need to know how to podcast first, don't we?
you know,
To be prepared for one.
kind of.
Okay, that's Perseverance. That's Perth. That's our Perso.
That's
Perso.
Percy.
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 Percy. Look, I'd call him Perso, but that might be a little bit too Australian.
Too Australian. Okay,
Yeah,
Percy.
Percy will do.
Percy and Harold, or Steve.
Percy.
Perseverance and Steve.
Steve!
Steve!
Wait, what was the other one? Percy and not
Marty.
Marty.
Oh, Marty.
Marty, yeah.
Marsha. Marsha.
Marty McFly.
Oh,
Hey, there
Ah!
Even more reason to have Marty.
Yeah.
Why didn't
There we
even it
go.
occur to me?
Oh.
I was literally watching Back to the Future last night and just it didn't even occur to me. I'm
Ah,
disappointed
there you
with
go.
myself. That's it. I
Yeah,
quit this
Percy and Marty
podcast. I'm
McFly.
out.
It's better than Martian helicopter,
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
All right. So it's Percy and Marty. Done.
Okay,
Good
podcast done.
names.
Let's go home.
Good names. That's
Let's
it.
close out here.
Let's
We're
wrap
good.
it.
This has
Sorry,
been a
no-
fantastic video conference. NASA will be sending us the checks in the mail. You're welcome, NASA.
Sorry, no Red Panda history corner this week. I was working on something and it had to do with the quarantining of the Apollo mission astronauts when they came back from the moon, and I shelved it because of various reasons. So I will have something for you next time. I apologize.
It's fine. It's been a rough month for all of us, so.
The world is a very strange place right now, so
It very much is.
we just take it one day at a time.
Yes, we do.
I mean, there was some really interesting info there about what they were worried about and things, but another
Don't
time.
tease us, Red. You're not going to talk about it. Don't tease us like that.
Another time. I didn't
Another
finish my
time.
research, so I don't have enough to say to even make it worth it right now.
That's
So
fair.
another time.
Well, that's all right. I've let the side down as well. I have not provided any non-science stuff, so
You let
There's
the
nothing
side
for
down
you
when you
all.
turn up, did you?
there's
we didn't have
nothing
That's Not
nothing for
Science,
you all.
Digi, so
Correct, because I haven't provided any non-science stuff. So
No, you've actually been pretty
I'm-
informative today.
yeah, there's
You need to have a word with
nothing for you
yourself.
guys. I know. This isn't my character. What?
What, you're being
I'm meant to
helpful?
be-
Who
I'm
is this
not
guy?
meant to be
And what have you
helpful
done with
at all.
Digi?
Never. But yeah, there's nothing for you to give me grief for, unfortunately. So I apologize. Well, there's a lot for you to give me grief for, but
We-
not specifically related to that.
Well,
You're welcome.
we can still give
did
you.
we talk?
Oh.
Did we talk about the Curiosity rover? I'm sorry, I'm half awake. Did we talk about the Curiosity rover?
Not curiosity, no.
Okay, because they just took a major selfie because it's
Oh,
about
yeah.
to try to climb its steepest terrain ever. I had this in my notes, and then I lost my notes, and then I just saw it on my computer. They took a big selfie, 360-degree selfie, with like 86 images stitched together to create the image,
Yeah.
and now it's gonna try to go up this 31-degree tilt
Oh wow.
because
Wow.
the record is 32 on Opportunity, which is now defunct,
Right.
and they're not exactly the same. But I mean,
They're similar though.
they're similar, but the thing is that it's been in operation a very long time, and they're not sure what's going to happen. So this is big time, and they're worried that theoretically it was supposed to be able to go up 45 degrees safely, but
Right.
it
Isn't
can
that
cause
good?
the wheels to spin.
All the way back down the hill when it tips.
Yeah, exactly. Or bearings could burn out because the wheels start spinning or whatever. So,
Well, it's
anyway,
lucky.
it's just
It's
something.
lucky we're just lucky it's not actually being piloted by an Australian bogan teenager. Just going, oh, come on, do us, kid. Do us,
It's-
kid.
It's been climbing up this ridge for like I forget how long, but a very long time. So
That's so
Um,
cool.
So is this to get to the summit? Is that where it's at now?
it's climbing what's called Greenhue Pediment, a broad sheet of rock that sits atop a hill.
Hmm.
Cresting it, but before doing that it took a picture of itself and the whole area around, and then it's going to try to go up that it finally reached the top of the slope on March 6th.
Right.
Let's see, did it actually make it already? I'm sorry, I had some notes and I don't know. Anyway, I can't find what the status of it is, but
just on the note of curiosity as well. Did I read an article correctly the other day that they gave it instructions to sort something out by whacking itself with a shovel?
Yes. Yes.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Oh
that
no,
wasn't
that's
Curiosity.
that's
Yes.
Insight, isn't it? That's Insight, I think.
Oh, that was-
Insight, because it
that
was
was
the drill.
Insight.
The drill, yeah.
The drill
Ah.
got jammed. It couldn't drill down as far as it was supposed to drill down. And so what they did was, and they couldn't figure out how to get it to go. And so they used a tool that was designed to scoop for another thing to basically push itself a bit, to try to drag the drill a little bit off of where it was to see if they could get a
Right.
better drill.
Right. Just
It was a
dislodge it.
heat probe with a shovel. There you go. And it moved its thing. So it whacked its heat probe with a shovel or something like that. I saw a video of it. So, or
I mean, look.
representation. I don't know if it was real video.
I know where this is going next, Digi.
I mean,
What?
I'm just gonna say that is awesome. That is the solution for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Punch
such
itself.
a solid engineering effort. You know, and no, I wasn't gonna go for the cheap shot of, quit hitting yourself.
Wow, you changed it. That haircut, that new haircut, has done things
I
for
know
you.
it's changed me. It's changed you. And I was thinking of Scotty in Star Trek anyway, so
That might
I
be
haven't
science,
completely
Digi.
changed. Hey, what?
Look at what Emerald said in chat. That might be science, Digi.
It might be.
science. Oh, this is a new leaf.
It might be.
Beautiful.
Look,
Sensible
look.
science.
Sensible science? Yeah, you'll never get that out of me because it'll always be something weird.
Well, it will be weird. Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
well,
we'll report back and we'll look at that next time.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at what Curiosity did, whether it's upside down somewhere or if it made it.
here's hoping it makes it.
Or already
Yeah.
did. I don't know. It may have already done it.
That too.
Cool. Matoro,
Yes. Hi.
what are we doing next?
Sorry,
Anything
I was reading the chat there. Well, apparently the panorama that Curiosity took is 2.43 gigabytes. Wow,
Oh,
that's massive.
that's amazing. I need a copy of this.
Don't worry, I'll get you a link later.
Excellent.
Yes. So anyway, moving off the Mars talk, which there was a lot of Mars talk to be had today.
Mm.
Given everything that's been happening the past little while now, all of NASA's non-essential workforce has been moved to telework until further notice. Although commercial crew has not been halted, so essential personnel are still there. And that's basically all
Makes
we
sense.
know. Yeah. They're still moving forward to launch DM2, which Demo Mission 2, with Bob Benkin and Doug Hurley in, I believe it was mid to late May. So they're on track for that right now.
Okay.
And Aki, you had something on here you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I can if you want.
Yeah,
If we've rambled on too much already.
I think we're good.
Okay. Hang on. There we go. So SpaceX plans to send 3 tourists. Guys, this trip is part of a partnership with the Houston-based startup Axiom Space. Wasn't Axiom the name of the ship in Wall-E? Private citizens have flown to the ISS before, but they have all launched in the Russian Soyuz spacecraft. This trip, which will use SpaceX Falcon 9 rockets and Crew Dragon capsule, will be the first launch of private citizens aboard private spacecraft to the ISS. This follows NASA's announcement last year that it will be opening up to the ISS to more commercial activities. And if you are interested in going, tickets for the 10-day trip will reportedly cost about $55 million each.
Oh,
US.
some pocket change.
Sure.
I might go up twice.
I think I've got that up here somewhere.
You know what's
See if they
funny
got
is
family tickets.
a former ISS astronaut wrote an editorial, I forget which one it was now, about how to prepare for isolation after being on the ISS. Now, as far as I can tell, astronauts are never alone on the ISS, like ever. You know,
Self-isolation in the
exactly
ISS.
I mean, sort of like being in isolation with two other people. You know, I don't really.
Oh, maybe COVID in the ISS will turn out like life. It'll start growing. You've seen the film Life, right?
Let's hope against that.
Yeah, we'll
Just a
see
thought.
now. I've gone full Event Horizon in my head, so you know it's fine.
No, that's the metallic hydrogen problem.
Oh, right, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
COVID-19. What's his name? I can't remember the name. Ah,
I can't remember either.
Anyway, so that was all you had, Aki?
yeah, I just
Okay.
wondered if you guys wanted to put a Patreon up. Then maybe we can go on a trip for science. For science.
A
For the
$50
four of
million
us?
Patreon. Well, actually,
For the four-
No. The four of us,
200
220,000. 220 million, rather.
Yeah.
220
Yeah.
million.
I
God,
reckon
can't
we can
even-
raise that.
You can go without me, guys.
we should
No, it
get
wouldn't be the
I'll be
same.
your ground contact.
Let's
We'll
get
have to
the
put-
panda to create an OnlyFans, and we'll make money that way.
Oh,
Yeah, Red, we can put you on one of those little carry cases.
This is just my hand luggage.
you know I'm bigger than all of you, right? In real life.
I can hear it breathing.
I think you could put two of you together and I would weigh more than you. You know, I am 6'8", for goodness sake. Can you
Oh,
imagine
wait.
jamming me into one of those cockpits there?
You have to have your own capsule, Red. won't you?
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, come on, guys.
There's the better joke in chat.
Yeah.
Not an OnlyFans for Red, only hands.
Uh,
He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. I resist.
No,
I resist. He can't give it away. He wants to put a paywall behind it.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh,
Hey, you got to donate for those. No.
you can find his link at twitch.tv/TheReadPanda. The TheReadPanda.
hey, we could stream from the ISS. We could do podcasting from the ISS.
Hey, now that'd be cool.
What a great use of resources.
That's what they intended, really.
it will ride up in
Yeah.
a Crew Dragon.
They've been leading up to this. This is what it's all been about.
Speaking of Crew Dragon, though, you mentioning the 3 tourists in Crew Dragon made me think of something that recently happened. CRS-20 happened just a few weeks ago, which was the 20th commercial resupply and the end of the first CRS contract with NASA. And it also marks the end of Dragon 1.
Wow.
Dragon 1's been retired.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
from here on out, it's Crew Dragon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, end of an era.
It
Exciting.
is. On the webcast, they said, and Dragon spreads her wings one last time. And I was like, oh.
Oh, that's really sad.
Right? Because Dragon 2 doesn't have the solar panels.
Yeah.
What's the Foof? There's no Foof.
I was trying to think of the word, man.
There's no Foof. That sounds like a Digi way of describing it. And I'm really disappointed that it wasn't me, but it was Matoro.
We have Foof deployed.
Yeah.
That
And
is the
suddenly-
official message.
Foof.
Oh,
We have power.
Foof deployed.
and there's the name of the episode.
So much Foof.
We have Foof deployment confirmed. But anyway, I just wanted to
Red's
mention
killed
that.
All right.
He's done. But I just wanted to mention that because it came to mind while you were talking about that. It's a very, very notable thing because Dragon 1 has been in use since what? When was COTS 1? I don't remember the actual date or the year, but
If anyone's going to know, it's you, Mater.
look,
No pressure.
this was before I started following Spaceflight, man. I don't remember. 2012 sounds good enough. They'll fix it. They'll correct it later. Look, if you need to fix it in post, here's some samples for you. 2011, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016.
Levy's come out with a 2012.
Okay,
It's
it was
only
2012.
written the scores.
Edit in post. We don't need those. Anyway,
Watford 1, Millwall 0.
this capsule wouldn't
At
if
the
you don't put
third
4,000
stroke,
volts through it.
The time
That's
will
true.
be 12:37 a.m. and 12 seconds.
What happened to Talking Tim?
He got discontinued, or at least the Australian one did. Anyway,
Retired. What do you reckon he's doing now?
yeah. I wonder what he's doing with himself.
So nice. I think we're waffling now.
I think so,
yeah.
but that's pretty much all we had to talk about today. So
That's good. We should do outros then.
yes, I believe we should. So just like dragons, we're gonna spread our wings one last time for this episode.
No, we're gonna foof our wings.
We're gonna foof.
We're gonna foof.
We're gonna our way out of here.
Phew. Anyway,
Alright.
this has been a good episode, guys. It's been very good.
Red
yeah.
looks thrilled.
I mean, in light of everything that's been happening to all of us lately, it's been good.
I'm just high on medication.
Very quickly before you go into the outro, Matoro, guys,
Yes.
I just want to say that I am very, very, very pleased. Publicly, I want to say this. I'm very pleased to hear that all three of you are well.
You're funny.
Well, look, you're alive, you're safe, and I think the safety is what matters at the moment, considering the climate.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to snow tomorrow.
Oh,
Hey, well then you'll have
And it
a
was
snow
60
day. It'll be
plus
fine.
yesterday, so I'm confused.
Look, sounds like you've got Melbourne weather, so you know
Well,
that's fine. It's normal. Don't worry. It's we call it a Tuesday. And I'm just very, very glad that you guys are well. You're surviving. You're safe. Everything is all right, regardless of the current climate, as far as pandemic and health concerns and all of those things. And everyone who joined us today, I'm very glad to see that everyone is safe and well and all of those things as well. So thank you very much, guys. I have been concerned. I have been worried. And yeah, it's just very, very reassuring to know that my friends are okay.
and you.
I never
Although,
thought
in
I'd
Australia.
be pleased to say it, did you?
although
But
your
I'm
hair
pleased to
seems
see you.
broken.
How what?
Your hair seems broken. It's off color.
Well, look, it's
This is Watermelon's stowage unit now. That's what it is.
the
just
colors
everyone
leaking.
take care of yourselves
Yeah.
and take what precautions you need and just be safe.
And stay off the beaches. Stop panic buying. Silly.
You don't need that much
Wash
toilet paper.
your hands.
Yeah. Get in those orbs. Get in those orbs. Roll around.
3
Stay off the
seashells.
beaches.
It's fine. This will be the
Yeah,
turn
yeah.
of technology where we get the 3
Oh.
seashells.
How much has that meme popped up?
Yep, you're all welcome. I'm reminding you of it all.
Bought panic games.
I panic bought games. Well done. Well done. Matoro, off you go. Are you saying that his hair isn't foofy enough? Damn it!
Not enough foof, did you?
Not enough foof in my hair.
Oh
Damn
no!
it.
I am never
Oh,
gonna live
fuck.
that one down.
It's
You need to go
beautiful.
turbo foof.
Foof, gazebo. That's not science, Digi.
Sound waves in space.
Oh,
Yeah.
good lord!
Matoro, outro. Get on with it.
Outro time. So everybody, thank you for tuning in to Boosters and Space Tape, the Kerbal Space Program podcast. This has been episode 2, and we'll be back 1 month, or actually 3 weeks from now, since we delayed because of everything
actually,
going on.
yes.
Yeah, so we'll be back 3 weeks from now on the second Saturday of April. And before we close out, we want to say, well, we've already said, but I'm gonna echo it. Be safe out there. It's crazy times. Wash your hands and stay inside for a while. Or your bubbles. I don't know. We seem to like bubbles here.
Bubbles.
Bubbles don't go.
And Foof. And Steve.
Steve! Alan! But anyway,
Alan.
something that we forgot to mention is we are now on Spotify, by the way, and our Facebook
Yeah.
is live as well. So you can check our Twitter for those links. They were just tweeted out today. So we'll make sure they're all in one cohesive area very soon. But if you want to subscribe to Boosters and Space Tape, we're on various platforms, including iTunes, Libsyn, and iHeartRadio, and now, as said, Spotify. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. That's live now, too, as said, at Boosters and Space Tape. You can shoot any questions or feedback to boostersandspacetape@gmail.com. And to keep up with the live recordings, you can follow here on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Matoro, Matoro. I've been Matoro, and with me, Akinesis Gaming,
Hey.
TheReadPanda,
Hi.
and DigitalPsychosis.
Bonjour.
Thanks again,
He's choking it.
Oh, jeez. Thanks again, everyone. We'll see you next time, and we'll catch you soon for more Kerbal, real space, and other sciencey stuff. You guys can say bye. Oh, he's waving! Hey! The hand's out! The hand's out!
Cheerio.
See you guys next time. Bye now!